And we're back. And we're back with more Project Rampage. And I'm telling my life story to the world for whoever is listening because it just needs to be known about my life. And for those who actually care, please sit for a spell. Listen to my tale. A tale of a fateful trip. That started about 3 hours ago aboard this mighty ship. But there was no professor, nor Marianne, nor that fake blonde ginger who thinks she's a redhead. Now what I was saying before was around the age of 13, a little after the riots died, a little after the riots died, well, something happened at my house. I can talk about it now, but back then I was totally jacked up. What happened? At age 13, my father passed away. And it just happened so suddenly. Now, mind you, this is before I was going to junior high. So this happened while my first term of junior high. We call it middle school now, but still. Anyway, what happened was my father passed away, and it happened so sudden. And I had my first brush with death. That first brush with death was like, damn. So what happened was, how he died was, it was quiet. I mean, it was really quiet. All I remember was the last night we actually had dinner together. We had lasagna, and my dad lay down and on an old bed, which the mattress was totally beaten the hell and back. Just it was just totally beaten up, and he slept on it. So what probably happened was what happened was we heard a loud thud. It was soft, but the thud was still there. So so mom went to check. This happened in the morning when I used to be a morning person. And what happened was my mother called the paramedics, and they arrived, and the entire neighborhood was swamped. I mean, sure, we were talking the neighborhood by then. I mean, seriously, we were the talk of the neighborhood. Daytona, let's go away, let's go away. Daytona, Daytona, let's go away, let's go away. Daytona. Yeah, I like Daytona, USA. How about you people? So what happened was about what happened with my my dad. We waited in there for about maybe a couple of minutes. I was sitting outside because I was too young. I was not supposed to know. I was 13, but still, I was too young. I wasn't supposed to know. So therefore, I get the news that my father passed away, and his heart had stopped. I was totally and utterly stunned. I kid you not, I was utterly and totally stunned because I never thought, I never thought this would happen. My dad, my dad, who has tried his best to raise me in the best way possible, just vanished out of my life forever. And with that, I don't know. It just started something. And I kid you not, it's like 4 years later. 4 years later, I'm in high school. 4 years later, I'm in high school, and all of a sudden, my grandmother passes away. Now, this is not too far from. Now, this is not too far from when my father passed. So, I was now getting over it. Now this happened? In all my years, I've never seen my mom cry the way she did that night. So, what I did was, I was so angry. What I did was, I went out in the back, and being that I was so pissed, so mad, and so upset over the whole thing, that I basically just punched the piss out of the van back there. Because we do have a van, doesn't even run anymore. So what happened was, I just technically just got pissed and gave the van a good pistol beating. Anyway, like I said, yeah, it was gut wrenching. My grandmother, the one I remember seeing when I was a baby, because my grandparents raised me when I was a baby. And if it was not for my father, who told my mother to go and get me, I really would have no clue of who the hell my mother was. So mind you, it was like, wow. So believe it or not, I am not going to sleep until I finish Rampage. That is a guarantee and bona fide fact. I will not get any sleep until I finish Project Rampage. Then everything else will fall into play. So let's see. I went to two different two different funerals. One being my father's, and my I think my grandmother's funeral. It was either my grandmother's funeral or my grandfather's funeral. I think it was my grandmother, however. It was tragic though, because it wasn't that long until my grandfather, for the record, we call him my mom and papa. So, for the record, yeah, it's been like years, mind you. It has been like years since I actually went and seen the old house. It's been about maybe what? More than 10 years. Probably about 10 years I haven't seen that old house since. We haven't went to Louisiana since, so let's see. My grandfather passed away and he died of heartbreak. He didn't die of heart failure. He died of heartbreak because he loved my grandmother so much. He couldn't bear the thought of living without her. Not after this long. Plus, they were treating him like shit in the resting home. My mom was pissed, and she had every right to be pissed. I mean, he's an old man, for God's sakes. You don't treat old people like. You don't treat old people like dirt like that. And you don't treat me like that because I'm sitting on my ass. No, but really, you don't treat old people like that. Even to this day. I mean, that's a tragic thing. I see old people in California, yes, California, and they're begging for money. I don't know about you, but old people should not be begging for money. They should not be homeless either. They should be well taken care of. Their children should be taking care of them. And regardless if they don't like it or not, they're the they're the heads of the family. And I'd be damned to have my own grandparents out there in the streets begging a stranger for some cash. They shouldn't have to do that. My heart goes out to those who are out there on the street and they have to beg for cash. That's a damn shame. That's a real damn shame. That's an insult, really. It's not a damn shame. It's an insult. To actually have somebody out there that old, that frail, and they got so many complications now, like, health problems and whatnot, they shouldn't be out there. They shouldn't be out there in the cold like that. So with that, I'm going to stop for this point, and then I'm going to continue on right after this. Stay tuned.